Alright, who done it? 10 detective riddles that will chill your blood. Kinda like hypothermia or something. If you're sure that your logic and detective skills could give Sherlock Holmes a run for his money. Now, have you ever actually seen someone run for their money? Never mind. Then, let's have a go at these bone-chilling murder mystery riddles. After each one, you'll have 15 seconds to find the right answer. If this time isn't enough, you can pause the video for as long as you need. Number 1. An unpunished murderer. A woman declares in court that her sister killed her husband. All the evidence backs up her claim. However, the judge can't punish the murderer. Why not? Your time starts now. So the problem here is that the women are conjoined twins. So punishing the murderous sister would harm the innocent one. And so they're just stuck with each other. Oh well. Number 2. A mysterious death. A young woman is sitting near the window. At first, she's deep in thought. Then she suddenly decides to throw something out the window. A couple of minutes later, she's dead. What happened? She was perfectly healthy, no illnesses, allergies, or dependence on any type of medical apparatus. Nobody killed her, and she wasn't suicidal. 15 seconds on the clock. The cause of her death was the object she threw out the window. It was a boomerang that came back at such high speed it hit her in the head and killed her on the spot. I wonder what possessed her to throw it in the first place. Hey, what goes around comes around, you know? Number 3. What's in the bag? A man is quickly coming up on an open field. He's got a bag with him. If he doesn't open the bag before he reaches the field, he'll be dead. What dangerous cargo is in this mysterious bag? Time's ticking away. The man's skydiving, and in the bag, he has his parachute. Number 4. The Stranger. On a dark and stormy night, a couple is speeding through an unknown town in their car. Suddenly, one of the tires blows, so they have to pull over. Finding no spare in the trunk, the husband sets off to get help. But he's worried about his wife, who decides to stay alone in the car while he's gone. So, to protect her, he rolls up the windows and locks all the doors. Upon returning, he sees that the car is in the same condition, but when he looks through the window, he's shocked to see his wife dead, blood everywhere, and a stranger in the car. What happened here? Something messy, of course, but we need details. Now's your time to come up with the answer. There was no crime at all. The woman was in labor. They were rushing to the hospital when the tire blew. So while the man was away, his wife gave birth to a baby, but didn't survive herself. Number 5. A psychic's prediction. 2 men are in a room facing each other. One of the men is a psychic and can see into the future. He predicts that in 10 minutes, the other man will be stabbed in the back. Of course, shocked and paranoid, the The latter can't stop staring at the clock on the wall, and exactly 10 minutes later, he's dead with a knife in his back. How could it happen? Take your time, you have 15 seconds to think. Give up? After 10 minutes, the man turned around to see if there was anybody behind him. At exactly that moment, the psychic stabbed him in the back. I'm starting to think he wasn't a psychic at all. Number 6. A lonely victim. There's a man lying on the ground dead as a doornail. Doornails are pretty dead. His head is split open and every bone in his body shattered. There's not a living creature or building in sight, but there is a bag next to him. So how did he die? Your 15 seconds start now. This man was a skydiver who didn't manage to open his parachute. Hey, that's exactly what was in the bag lying next to him. Maybe it was the same guy from earlier. They're really not having much luck, are they? Number 7. A snorkeler in the forest. A young man is lying dead in a forest. Oddly enough, like these aren't odd, he's wearing swimming trunks, goggles, and a snorkel. But the most unusual thing is that the nearest body of water is 15 miles away. So how did this snorkeler die in the forest? Think about it. Well, there was a huge forest fire, and the plane that was extinguishing it had to scoop up water from the lake 15 miles away. Doing this, it accidentally captured the man snorkeling in the lake. He was dropped down together with the water and died. Too bad he didn't have the bag with the parachute. Number 8. A simple choice. Upon receiving an anonymous tip, the police rush to a house where a murder suspect is said to be. They have no physical description, but they do know his name is John. When the cops reach the place, they see 4 people playing poker: a carpenter, firefighter, truck driver, and a mechanic, none of which have name tags on their uniforms. Without a moment's hesitation, they arrest the firefighter. So, how did they know that's their guy? Your time starts now. The firefighter was the only man in the room. All the others at the poker table were women and couldn't be named John. Unless, of course, they were cross-dressers, but that's outside of the scope of this. Number 9. The mystery of the locked car. Oh goody, here's another locked car. Don't get in the car, lady, it's not going to go very well. Oops, too late. A man and his wife were driving down the highway when they ran out of gas. So, the husband walks to the nearest gas station and is gone for about an hour. Before he heads off, he tells his wife to stay in the car and lock all the doors and windows. Boy, this is not going to turn out well, I can just feel it. The wife, bored and wanting to entertain herself, turns on the radio only to hear some shocking news. A serial killer has escaped from the prison and was last seen on that very highway where the car is sitting. The reporter on the news gives a very detailed description of the escapee. The wife gets so scared that she quickly turns off the radio. She double-checks all locks, but when she looks up, she sees the murderer just a few feet from the car. When the man returns, he finds the car still all locked up, but, surprise surprise, his wife is dead inside. Her throat had been slit. How is it possible? The answer is both simple and tragic. The couple had been driving a convertible with the top down. Hey, we didn't say they weren't stupid. Number 10. The crime scene. A man murdered his wife in the family car. Do you feel the déjà vu here? I'm starting to get the feeling that husbands and wives shouldn't ride together in the car. Well, maybe he was a fan of crime shows because he cleverly disposed of the body and the knife, leaving behind no fingerprints. After taking care of this dirty business, he went home. Some time passed, and he got a call from the police. They told him that they believed his wife had been murdered, and he needed to come to the scene immediately to identify the body. As soon as he got there, he was arrested. So, how did the police know it was him if he left no evidence behind? Here are your 15 seconds. Use them wisely to come up with the answer, and ignore that psychic over there with a knife. Gotcha. The thing is that the husband wasn't told where the crime scene was. Despite that, he came to the right place. Very sly police work. So, what riddle was the hardest for you to crack? Tell us in the comments below. You know, I kinda think that if all of those women dying in those cars had just had a bag with them with a parachute in it, then they'd still be dead. Share this video with your friends to check out how good their detective skills are. Give us a like if you've solved at least one riddle, and subscribe to our channel. We have tons of cool stuff like this on the bright side of life.